What's good, everyone? It's your guy, Lord Welid. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we're going to be doing the SmackDown review. I know that show has been absolutely garbage. I saw a few things of what happened from YouTube and watched a bit in order to do the review. As you already know, this show is going to be garbage. So I'll try to summarize pretty much what happened and give my take on it. So without any further ado, let's get started. First off, we started with the John Cena and Logan Paul segment. Both of them did fairly okay, but John Cena pandering once again to the crowd is annoying. You should know, John, knowing how much of a bunch of hypocrites those people are, and they will turn on you in the flick of a finger just for some low-level jobber, and you know how they've always been. Sure, I understand Cena's back to being a babyface, so that means all the heel turn and blah 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 is completely a failure, and they want us to forget it. Typical noseman logic. Sure, I understand he made out with the kid and all, and knowing the two, John Cena and Logan Paul being the talented people that they are, they're somewhat managing to make something out of the shit that's been given the there it is match because those two are actual talents. And really enjoyed how Logan roasted those French hypocrites because I remember at one part of the show they were chanting "On a plus de sous," which means we don't have any money. And I told them multiple times, those dimwits, to have some standards and realize that those modern jobbers they're liking are shit. Yet what were they saying? You don't know what you're talking about. You're a bigot. Look at you now. Look at you now, French imbeciles. How about that? And you realize how lame you marks are about the French marks. You realize how lame you are. You wanting to chant for people and all that crap in order to get them over. Does any one of us remember that people doing that while John Cena was on top 15 to 20 years ago? No. Did people do that for Batista or anyone of that caliber? Absolutely not. Because those guys were actual stars and the people were still normal human beings. Nowadays we have a bunch of degenerates who will hijack shows and who are almost all of them 500-pound land whales and will not take a shower because and will not use deodorants because according to them you have to like them for what they are, even though it's a normal thing to do to have a shower and to make wear deodorants and to be a presentable human being. God made us in the best image possible, so we must maintain ourselves as such. Anyhow, then later on we'll move on to a match. It was set up to be Charlotte and Alexa versus Chelsea and whoever else. Alba Fire was it? I'll check it real quick if I remember. Yes, Alba Fire. Yes, that's the Alba Fired one because the last time Piper Niven won against Charlotte Flair. Now there it is. So Piper's gonna be a lackey, Noseman logic. Anyhow, during the attack, so the match will be a one-on-one between Alexa Bliss and Chelsea Green, and you already know Chelsea's gonna take the pin, and it will lead to the same thing as it usually does, the same thing on Raw, with either one of Seth Rollins' flunkies and the attack after the match and all, rinse and repeat. Yet those fans will say, you'll see retards on Twitter saying, "Let Papa H cook. Triple H is a brilliant wrestling mind. Oh no 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 no! Oh, the business is the best it's ever been. Oh no, 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 no. You're morons! You're morons! No, this show sucks. And you're proud of mediocrity. Those people are proud of mediocrity. Oh, bragging about 2 point something millions in the span of a week, even though 10 years ago on USA Network or someone somewhere of that some similar channel had the same number of viewers, if not higher, the day of, not counting the span of a week. So stop deluding yourselves, people. It's a collective brainwash and you know it. But those dimwits, God didn't give them the user's manual how to use their brain. Anyhow, then we move on to a squash match, which really irritated me. Because you see, someone like Kiana James, a good looking woman, mind you, someone that has all the potential to succeed, yet gets jobbed out to Michin, a garbage can, who hasn't evolved, who has never progressed and cannot progress. The absolute zero, somehow worse than Gunther, worse in every reasonable metric, as a failure in every aspect, yet you'll give her a win. What the fuck? Noseman logic. Are you that much of an imbecile, Noseman? Huh? I gotta put over my black and gold favorites. Michin is so awesome. No, she sucks. She's ugly, and she doesn't offer anything. She's not talented. Never has been, never will be. But you don't understand. Who the fuck are you to tell me who's better, who's good and bad? Who the fuck are you? I'm someone who's smart enough to understand and not a sheep like those modern degenerates that will suck you off, nose man. So fuck you. How about that? Well, fuck you too. I'm a spite booker. It was just a side monologue, me making fun of Noseman, by the way. Anyhow, what happened next? The Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton segment. Drew spitting facts. However, you already know how Drew's booking is gonna be. He's gonna lose. And what saddens me is Drew's booking, if you look at it, is the literal definition of insanity, according to Albert Einstein. You do the same thing, knowing it will lead you to a failure, yet you're expecting a different result. And Wade Barrett and the other guy alongside him, they're gonna gaslight us again. Oh, this is a new version of Drew McIntyre that you've never seen before. Oh no, Wade, we saw all those versions. We're not dimwits like you, British Mark. Anyhow, I'm not racist or anything, to be honest. I just hate those brain brainwashed marks who have no critical skills because those people are the ones being pandered to, and look at the results we're in. Anyway, later on we got the match of what was it? Street Profits and no, it was the segment between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. Then, which leads to a brawl between the two, and Randy Orton almost punts Drew McIntyre. And what really boggles my mind is that you have someone like a Randy Orton, who's way better than he's ever looked before, yet not in the title picture, but sucking off to Stardust. Did you see people sucking up to John Cena all those years ago? No, 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 no. Yet those same hypocrites, the marks, were the ones hating on Cena, even though, at least, Cena was doing something to earn his money. Unlike people like Cody Rhodes, who's a what do you want to talk about? Libations. He'll be like monologuing something like this. And then something happened. It was the wee one, Cody. Some people call me a politician, making himself seem like he's smarter than he is, when he's obviously an idiot who hasn't read a book in his entire life. Anyway, why the hell is Randy Orton being said into a lackey, even though, Noseman, he was one of your friends, hanging out with you during Evolution and stuff like that? Oh, wait a minute. It's because Randy at least had the balls to call a spade and not be fooled by your flip flop monkeys. Is that why you got butthurt, Triple H? Well, how dare he criticize my creations? I put so much effort in creating those jobbers, those dundras. And look at the results, Triple H. NXT got its ass kicked by Tony Khan. It had to be rebranded. And all your failures are proven to be just that. Failures who hasn't developed. Which makes me wonder, why the hell is NXT still around? If it's only to develop women. Develop the men's too while you're at it, dimwits. Anyhow, then we'll move on to the match of the Street Profits versus The Miz and Carmelo Hayes. The match was all right. However, the during the match before the Street Profits won, Jobber Six shows up, and even though those irrelevant bums throughout most of their booking, everything about them screams failure. Yet, all of a sudden, they're champions again. They were jobbers, now they're champions. Does he really think people are imbeciles, or is he that much of a uncreative piece of garbage? And his flunkies are absolute retards with infantile brains that have no logic or common sense. Anyway, and you're seeing already a pattern here that Miz and Melo's team has Noseman's specialty written all over it, which is friendship and betrayal. And obviously, if someone like Trick Williams ever gets to the main roster, you already know he's not gonna be championship thing. No, he's gonna be doing the same thing he was doing on NXT, expecting different results. That is, if Triple H stays. That is. Now already we'll get to the main event, which was a rinse and repeat from these last few weeks. You have Solo Sakahoa, Dollar Store Taz, Tribal Noodle against Sami Zayn, Mr. Homeless Vagabond Degenerate, pathetic low life energy loser, yet gets special treatments every time. During that match, you have Solo and his team of 75ers, JC Bicheo. I know it's not that, but Jefferson Cobington or JC Mateo or JC Bicheo. And the who's the other jabroni with him? Yes, the Camacho guy, Camacho Tangaloa. By the way, where the hell is the other retard? The yeah. Shut the fuck up, you weird bitch. The Tamatonga one. Yeah, they bring him, and then now all of a sudden they realize he sucks. They fired him. Anyhow, and they bring like another one that is a lackey, the Talatonga or ukulele or hikoleo. God, who gives a fuck about his name? Anyway, and as you know, as every match involving those factions, like whether it could be the Secret Service or like the Vision, even though it screams the failures, or like those failure Tongans or something along those lines. I don't give a fuck about what that Jobbers faction is. They attack Sammy, and all of a sudden, you already guessed, Big Retard Jimmy Uso and Rosie, aka Jacob Fartu, showing up to help Sami Zayn, and you already know, Jacob Fartu, aka Rosie, who was jobbing to Gregory Helms all those years ago, clean, mind you, is gonna be booked as if, oh, this guy is something to worry about. Even though if you were to show a picture of him to any random person, and you would tell anyone, this guy is mediocre, you would accept that this guy is a mediocre schmuck. You wouldn't question yourself how or why. But you have imbeciles like Michael Cole or Wade Barrett or any one of those degenerates, those imbeciles, mind you, praising him as like, oh, this guy is something to worry about. Really? Haven't we seen Brock Lesnar? Don't we remember Bobby Lashley? Batista? The Undertaker? Kane, who was burning people alive? Huh? Bray Wyatt, who was a mentally unstable character? Haven't we seen someone like a Killer Cross? Now all of a sudden we're supposed to be afraid of Jacob Fartu, who does the Samoan moveset? Huh? Anyway, so you already know Sammy's absurd booking. He gets beaten like the loser that he is. All of a sudden, he does his three moves, his three stupid moves, by the way. Yet all of a sudden, he wins. He wins. Yet Marks were pissed off about Cena always winning. Yet it's okay for beta males like Sami Zayn or CM Punk or anyone of that caliber whose booking is the literal definition of absurdity at its finest. I think overall that covers this review. In all honesty, I'll give this show a zero. And I almost forgot. Now all of a sudden, we have a new U.S. champion, which is none other than Mr. Retard himself, Sami Zayn. Wasn't he saying, well, I want to be world heavyweight champion because I'm not underdog anymore. I am WrestleMania main eventer, Sami Zayn. Could you imagine a retard like that main eventing WrestleMania? That's how you'd kill a company for sure. That's worse than anything that has ever been done before. That's even somehow worse than Stardust. And I'll be fair. If I were to choose between either one of those, either him or Stardust, at the very least, Stardust looks like a decent wrestler, while Sammy looks like an absolute vagabond and a bum you'd find on the street. Anyhow, I think that covers this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section if you'd like me to do a react on something, and an awesome or sucks, or review some stuff. I'll do it with pleasure. Just let me know in the comments below or send me the link, or you can give it to me on my Twitter feed. It'll be much appreciated. And that's for I'd like to give a big shout out to two of my subscribers, Rami Tueti and WS Sports Fan 34. As for the sucks you requested to me, knowing the delay that occurred to me, I will do them tomorrow. The reasons have already been conjured up. I'll just find a good thumbnail for those two cuckolds, other than who are none other than Johnny Gargano and lame event Jey Uso. I'll do the sucks on those two cuckolds tomorrow, and you're gonna love the thumbnail. I promise you guys. So with that being said, I hope I see you next time, people. Take care of yourselves. See ya.